holidays with twisted, dark, and unusual histories. Number 1. The death of St. Patrick. The vast majority of us in the Western world who commend the occasion, particularly in case we're not especially strict or even rocker antiquarians, consider St. Patrick's Day as a great celebration set apart by the utilization of plentiful measures of brew. St. Patrick's Day has consistently been a strict occasion, yet Irish settlers who went to the United States looking for a superior life significantly promoted it as a common occasion, hardening it as a portrayal of Irish culture. However, the occasion didn't have an ecstatic start. It's really the festival of the passing of St. Patrick. His life was hard all along. At the point when the Romans involved Great Britain in the 5th century, St. Patrick was only a 16-year-old kid who was caught and taken to Ireland from Britain as a slave. Some way or another, in 432, St. Patrick figured out how to get away from bondage and become a power for Christianity by changing the then agnostic Irish over to the religion and building up cloisters and places of love. He was said to have kicked the bucket on March 17, 493, which would have made him more than 100 years of age. Notwithstanding, history specialists for the most part concur that he really passed on in 461, which is a touch more reasonable. In any case, the reality stays that St. Patrick's Day is a festival of the day of his demise. Considerably more dull and abnormal than that are the occasions that resulted after his passing. The battle for the body of St. Patrick occurred when two opponent groups battled about who had the legitimate rights to the carcass. In any case, things get a little fanciful in the record in Annals of the Four Masters, the work that portrays the fight. It finishes up with a scene where the adversary groups end up on a stream to do wonderful, wicked fight for the rights to the cadaver of the dearest holy person. Supposedly, the stream ascended and overflowed upon their appearance. The two sides left with what they accepted to be the assortment of St. Patrick, and it was credited to a heavenly supernatural occurrence that the fight was halted. Number 2. Good Friday. For a vacation with a particularly decent name as Good Friday, its verifiable beginnings are fairly dim in nature. Be that as it may, Good Friday came from the antiquated Germanic culture and language and was sometime in the past Karfreitag, Sorrowful Friday. Before the contemporary world got hold of it, the occasion was praised by fasting, by requesting pardoning from wrongdoing, and by broad distress-filled reflection for the professionals. Things being what they are, this bodes well. Great Friday is an occasion that was resulting from selling out, veracity, and execution. For the vast majority of its set of experiences, it wasn't the brilliant occasion that we portray it, yet rather the festival of the passing of Jesus Christ. Customarily, priests and sincere strict individuals considered this to be a day of recognition and of serious reflection, not simply the prequel to Easter Sunday. A few group even hold benefits that most recent 3 hours in recognition of the measure of time that Jesus was said to have endured upon the cross. If you like what you see, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Number 3. The Friday of Sorrows. The lesser-known occasion of the Friday of Sorrows happens on the Friday before Good Friday and traces all the way back to the bygone eras of Europe. It resembles Good Friday, just for the Virgin Mary, where admirers and the sincerely strict praise the enduring of the Virgin Mary as she saw her child passing on the cross. This recognition happens fundamentally in transcendently Catholic nations as opposed to Protestant Christian ones. Otherwise called the Feast of the Seven Sorrows of the Blessed Virgin Mary, this occasion was not just intended to recall the enduring that Mary experienced while Jesus was on the cross, yet additionally 7 of the distresses that occurred throughout the span of Mary's life. From Mary getting the prediction of Simeon to urgently escaping into Egypt after Jesus' accepted birth, losing Jesus in Jerusalem as referenced in Luke 2:43-49, and watching Jesus be executed, removed the cross, and covered, the Feast of the Seven Sorrows is completely dull in the manner that solitary a Middle Age occasion could be. Number 4. The Night of Broken Glass. This is a dull occasion seen in Germany in recognition of quite possibly the most terrible occasions ever, the Holocaust. Kristallnacht, or Night of Broken Glass, alludes to the demonstrations that prompted the situation that would at last come to pass at Auschwitz: inhumane imprisonment. The evening of November 9, 1938, German Nazis submitted a deplorable slaughter in the roads, executing Jewish individuals and obliterating their property. Because of these occasions, the Nazi government said that their activities and silly viciousness against the Jewish public were entirely justifiable. The name of the occasion alludes to the wrecked glass left in the roads in a few nations after the situation developed. The viciousness wasn't restricted to simply Germany. It likewise occurred in Austria and Czechoslovakia. Everything started on November 7, 1938, when a Nazi German authority named Ernst vom Rath was shot in Paris by a Polish Jew who was 17 years of age at that point. Ernst vom Rath passed on 2 days after the fact after an incredibly rustled-up purposeful publicity attack by, in all honesty, the Nazi priest of promulgation himself, Joseph Goebbels. He had said that there was an enormous trick of Jews behind the death. Obviously, the fanatic Nazi allies went for it, submitting inescapable savagery against Jewish individuals the evening of Ernst vom Rath's demise, which was November 9, 1938. Germany presently attempts to keep this night consumed into their memory with a vacation of recognition for the individuals who lost their lives on the night of broken glass and all who hence kicked the bucket in the heartbreaking occasions that followed. That evening denoted the start of a large part of the counter-Jewish enactment that was railroaded through by the groundbreaking Nazi Party, which legitimized the Holocaust and the demonstrations which prompted it. Number 5. Valentine's Day. Today, the watered-down practice of St. Valentine's Day is addressed regularly by smart cards, chocolates, and sentimental love, even dignified love much the same as that of the Middle Ages. What's more, well before the popular St. Valentine's Day massacre, the fierce mafia execution of 7 men directed by Al Capone and his pack on February 14, 1929, there was another bleeding day that really produced Valentine's Day. This was the affliction of Saint Valentine. Indeed, Valentine's Day is the festival of an execution. It was 269, and Claudius II was the sovereign of strong Rome. The development of marriage and day-to-day life had caused a lack of men willing to venture out from home and battle in unfamiliar terrains. Along these lines, Claudius prohibited marriage completely, and anybody found getting hitched or performing marriage customs would be denounced. In any case, Saint Valentine would not quit performing relationships. He was rebuffed seriously for his violations and was in the end tormented, beaten with clubs, and guillotined. Indeed, you read that right. Saint Valentine's Day is the festival of a holy person from antiquated Rome who was tormented, executed, and kicked the bucket on February 14, 269.